Imagine you're driving to work. Traffic is moving normally. Then suddenly, every car comes to a complete stop. Not because of an accident, not because of construction, but because a 40-foot-long Tyrannosaurus Rex is casually crossing the highway. Sounds like something straight out of a movie. But here's the terrifying part. If one asteroid had missed Earth 66 million years ago, this could have been reality. And the biggest twist? You probably wouldn't even exist to see it. Today we're exploring one of the greatest what-ifs in Earth's history. What if the dinosaurs never went extinct? Would humans still evolve? Would dinosaurs become intelligent? Could they build civilizations? Or would Earth remain a wild world where humans never had a chance? The answers are far stranger than science fiction. Let's rewind the clock. Chapter 1. The day everything changed. Towering sauropods stretched higher than four-story buildings. Armored ankylosaurs wandered forests like living tanks. Pack-hunting raptors stalked their prey with incredible speed and intelligence. And Tyrannosaurus Rex ruled as one of the most powerful predators to ever walk the planet. Then, a mountain-sized asteroid, roughly 10 kilometers wide, slammed into what is now Mexico. The impact released more energy than billions of nuclear bombs. Earthquakes shook the planet. Mega tsunamis swept across coastlines. Wildfires burned entire continents. Dust filled the atmosphere, blocking sunlight for months, possibly years. Plants died. Food chains collapsed. About 75% of all species disappeared. Dinosaurs, except for the ancestors of modern birds, were gone. But let's imagine something different. The asteroid misses Earth entirely. No impact, no global winter, no mass extinction. Life simply continues. At first, that sounds like great news, but in reality, it changes absolutely everything. Chapter 2. Dinosaurs keep evolving. One of the biggest misconceptions about dinosaurs is that evolution had somehow finished. It hadn't. Evolution never stops. If dinosaurs survived another 66 million years, they wouldn't still look exactly like the ones we see in museums. Now imagine that process continuing for 66 million years. Some dinosaurs would become larger, others would shrink dramatically. Some might adapt to colder climates, others might move into oceans, deserts, or mountains. Predators would become faster, herbivores would develop new defenses. Entire families of dinosaurs we've never imagined could evolve. Earth would slowly become filled with creatures unlike anything humans have ever seen. The dinosaurs in Jurassic Park would probably look ancient compared to the ones alive today. Chapter 3. The mammals never rise. Now comes the first massive twist. Dinosaurs surviving isn't really the biggest story. The biggest story is what doesn't happen. Mammals never take over. During the age of dinosaurs, mammals already existed, but they were tiny. Most were the size of mice. They lived underground, came out mainly at night, and survived by avoiding dinosaurs. When the asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs, ecosystems suddenly became empty. Huge opportunities appeared. Mammals evolved rapidly. Within millions of years, giant predators, elephants, whales, monkeys, and eventually humans emerged. But without dinosaur extinction, those opportunities never exist. Large mammals probably never evolve. Forget lions, forget elephants, forget whales, forget horses, forget chimpanzees, forget humans. Chapter 4. Could intelligent dinosaurs evolve? Now here's where things become really interesting. Humans aren't the only possible path to intelligence. Scientists have long debated whether another animal could eventually evolve human-like intelligence under the right conditions. One dinosaur often mentioned is the troodon. Although we know less about it today than once thought, troodontid dinosaurs had relatively large brains, excellent vision, and grasping hands compared to many other dinosaurs. Given tens of millions of additional years, could one of their descendants become truly intelligent? Imagine feathered dinosaurs capable of solving problems, using tools, creating weapons, teaching language, passing knowledge between generations, eventually building civilizations. It sounds unbelievable, but remember, if someone traveled back 100 million years and pointed to a tiny furry mammal hiding beneath a fern and said, "That little animal's descendants will build rockets and computers," nobody would believe them. Evolution doesn't follow a script. Sometimes the smallest creatures end up changing the world. Chapter 5. A dinosaur civilization? Now let's take this idea one step further. Imagine dinosaurs reaching human-level intelligence. Would they build cities? Maybe, but probably not the way humans did. Dinosaurs would design a civilization around their anatomy. Maybe enormous cities carved into cliffs, maybe towering tree settlements, maybe underground tunnel networks, maybe living structures grown from massive plants instead of concrete. Perhaps they would tame giant herbivores the way humans domesticated horses. Maybe transportation wouldn't involve wheels at all. Maybe they'd use giant reptiles for travel. Or perhaps they would master biology instead of machinery. Instead of factories, they could grow living technology. Chapter 6. Humans never exist. Here's another fascinating possibility. What if mammals remain small for millions of years, but eventually evolve anyway? Could humans simply appear later? Maybe, but probably not. Evolution isn't guaranteed. It depends on opportunity. Without the extinction event, dinosaurs continue dominating ecosystems. Primates may never evolve. Apes may never exist. Even if intelligent mammals eventually appear, they're entering a world already ruled by giant reptiles. Imagine trying to invent agriculture while constantly avoiding predators twice the size of elephants. Building civilization becomes nearly impossible. Humans would either never evolve or remain small prey animals forever. Chapter 7. Nature becomes even more dangerous. Think today's wildlife is dangerous? Now imagine modern Earth with dinosaurs. Forests become hunting grounds for predators larger than buses. Rivers contain enormous crocodilians competing with aquatic dinosaurs. Open plains are filled with herds of animals weighing dozens of tons. Flying reptiles dominate the skies. Even simple travel becomes risky. Camping? Forget it. Hiking? Only if you enjoy becoming lunch. Even farming becomes difficult when your crops are regularly destroyed by creatures weighing 20 tons. Human civilization, if it existed at all, would constantly battle nature on a scale we've never experienced. Chapter 8. Climate changes everything. Earth itself has changed dramatically over 66 million years. Dinosaurs would have to adapt to these changes too. Some tropical species would disappear. Others might evolve thick feathers for colder climates. Imagine polar dinosaurs hunting across snowy landscapes. Picture giant herbivores migrating across frozen tundras. Evolution would produce animals unlike anything we can predict. Modern dinosaurs could look completely alien compared to their ancient ancestors. Chapter 9. The real winners. Here's the biggest surprise. Dinosaurs never actually disappeared completely. They're still here. Every pigeon, every eagle, every chicken, every penguin, they're all living dinosaurs. Birds survived the asteroid. Over millions of years, they diversified into more than 10,000 species. If the asteroid had missed, today's birds might never exist in their current form. Instead, the skies could still belong to gigantic flying predators alongside countless new dinosaur species. The world would be louder, deadlier, and far more unpredictable. Final twist. Was the asteroid actually our beginning? Here's the strange truth. We often think of the asteroid as Earth's greatest disaster, and for dinosaurs, it absolutely was. But for mammals, it was the greatest opportunity in history. Without that extinction, no elephants, no wolves, no whales, no dolphins, no monkeys, no humans, no cities, no music, no books, no internet. Everything we've ever built traces back to one unimaginably unlucky day for the dinosaurs. It's a reminder that life doesn't follow a plan. Sometimes catastrophe for one group becomes opportunity for another. The world we know today exists because one asteroid completely rewrote Earth's future. Had it missed, our planet would still be full of life, just not life that looks anything like us. And somewhere, perhaps hidden deep within an ancient forest, something else might be wondering the exact same question. What if the mammals had taken over instead? Maybe. In another timeline, we're the strange creatures in someone else's history book.